said that he felt like you weren't trusting your changeup a lot tonight. Was that the case?
Yeah, I didn't throw too many of them. It wasn't great in the bullpen, and the few I did throw in the games were not very good. And my curveball, for that matter, wasn't very good tonight either. I kind of had to rely on just cutters and four seamers really, and it's kind of tough when you really can only lean on 2 or 4 pitches. But just tried to execute and locate as best I could with those, and just made a couple mistakes, a couple bad pitches I'd like to have back, and it's one of those nights you don't really have a reliable off-speed pitch.
What did you do throughout? You said you were relying on only 2, but do you try to get a feel for it as you go, or do you know right from the start that you're just going to have 2?
Yeah, I tried to get my curveball going as best I could. Kind of a key situation there to Gonzalez in the 6th inning. I don't think I'd thrown him anything but maybe 1 curveball in those prior bats, and in a 3-2 count, I didn't think he'd be as on the curveball as he was, and he was able to get a double, which led to the little grounder down the first baseline, and that was kind of the end of my evening. So, it's one of those things. You try to kind of hold us in there as long as possible, and that 6th inning was kind of key after not being able to score, and then me going out and giving up the first 2 guys on base, and obviously the runs come around. So I feel like that was kind of the turning point.
Desmond's hit there that knocked you out. Do you feel like you made a good pitch there, or it seemed like well placed?
Yeah, it was just it was a 3-2 count again, I think, and a fastball down the way, and I could second guess the pitch selection, but it was in the location I wanted. He just did a good job of putting it in play where nobody was.
So how different is the preparation when you're facing a team that you guys only see every couple of years?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of history against a lot of those guys. I mean, Reynolds being the exception from his time in Baltimore, but you prep as much as you can for him and look at video and stuff like that. It's not a huge deal. Everybody has scouting reports these days, so you just kind of go off that.
I know it's not ever realistic to think you're going to punch out 100% on 0-2 or 1-2 counts, but can you get frustrating when you get to the end of the at-bat, you feel like you got a guy and then you lose that?
Yeah, that was a big, kind of I felt like I couldn't put anybody in when I was 0-2, and I threw 2 arm side cutters on 0-2 that I thought, one was on the 1-2 to Para, but that just ran all the way across the plate. One being on the home run, another I think was a single to Desmond there. So you'd like to do a better job with 2 strikes. Obviously, you get to those situations and you expect them to be outs. So obviously you still have to execute a pitch. It's just a given, but I have to be better in those situations for sure.